Max Kellerman says he doesn't know if there's anyone that thinks Anthony Joshua can survive Deontay Wilder's right hand. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus below using my link, and it does definitely help the channel. Max Kellerman, Top Rank concluded ESPN's last card of this year, or last major card at the very least. And Max Kellerman, there was a lot of interviews post-fight, and there's one that came out that was interesting where he talked about Joshua Wilder, and he was in a talkative mood. This is what Max Kellerman says. The real thing out of that fight with Joshua versus Ruiz 2 is, does anyone really think that Anthony Joshua survives 12 whole rounds against Deontay Wilder's power and speed? Even if he's boxing well, you have to imagine at some point that Deontay is going to reach him, and then what happens? I don't think it's enough for Joshua to be a safety first fighter. You can box responsibly and be a little more aggressive and impose yourself more. Sometimes the boxer puncher, because he can punch or because he can box, chooses to do that too much. I think Joshua can box responsibly and carefully and more aggressively than he did with Andy Ruiz Jr., referring to the rematch. That may be his best shot against Wilder. Well, if Wilder clips Joshua with one of those right hands thrown with full power, it's unlikely he'll be able to take that without going down, and going down hard. Joshua showed heart in getting up off the deck repeatedly in his first fight with Ruiz and against Klitschko, but he'll be in real trouble with Wilder, against Wilder. There's no way that Wilder would back off and take his time against Joshua if he knocks him down. Max Kellerman goes on to say, instead of just trying to avoid the right hand all night, you think eventually that right hand is going to land. You'd be better doing some damage yourself. Wilder Fury is for number one and the lineal champion, and Joshua is the number one contender. The thing about AJ is he was never going to be the guy that never lost and beat everybody forever. He was always going to be a dramatic fighter because he has a champion's heart. He can punch and he'll make the fights. When you're the money man in the division, you'll make the fights. You're in a great era. So I'm not worried about that. And he'll also get up off the deck, but he's vulnerable. Guys have chances against AJ. It's one of the reasons he's an interesting fighter. So Max Kellerman, once again, saying what I've been telling you guys, new media. I don't think Joshua, in his performance with Ruiz Jr., Andy Ruiz Jr. too, captivated. I think he won the belts, but he didn't win people's heart. I don't think he won people over and gave people this inclination that, oh, this is supreme, superb boxing we've never seen before. And, people making comparisons to Floyd Mayweather boxing and Muhammad Ali. I told you that was foolish. And as you can see, it's foolish because I wouldn't even say almost, I literally think everybody I can think of that's commented since Ruiz Joshua is picking Joshua to lose to Wilder. And I'm not talking about people off the streets or in the comment section. I'm talking about former fighters, current trainers, professional fighters, boxing analysts. John David Jackson, he says Joshua needs to stay away from Wilder and Fury. Joseph Jojo Diaz said Wilder will sleep Anthony Joshua. You had Robert Garcia, Mikey Garcia. They all said that they pick Wilder to knock out Joshua, right? And the list goes on and on. Like, I haven't heard anybody. Josh Taylor, he says kind of what Max Kellerman says. He said it's hard to imagine Joshua surviving Wilder for 12 rounds, right? And it just, everyone's talking about it. So this is what most people feared, Eddie Hearn being in possession of the belts. And if so much of the boxing public and professional fighters are saying that Joshua probably can't win, Max Kellerman, myself, stuff like that, he can't deal with Wilder's power, then what's next. Fights that have nothing to do with Wilder. Max Kellerman just gave you, a really good analysis and breakdown. Joshua, he has certain attributes. He's tall, he has power, he has some heart. I don't think he's made all the fights because he would have made Wilder fight in 2018. But aside from that, I agree with it. Joshua has the heart of a champion. He wants to learn, get better and stuff like that. But it looks like the Wilder fight is a bridge too far. I don't see Joshua he's going to have to show this new style. Each fight he's going to have to reinvent himself. Because whatever he did with the Andy Ruiz fight, I don't see that cutting it. Ruiz is like 5'11 and a half, 6 foot. Wilder's 7 inches taller than that, maybe more. Has way longer arms, faster, athletic, in shape year round. Has, a grudge against Joshua for the runaround he's got. He has a mean streak. He is not trying to win several rounds against you. He's trying to knock your head off into the stands. He has a lot of momentum right now. If he beats Tyson Fury, that will like triple, maybe even 10x his confidence if he can knock out Fury again. So that's the whole Mayweather and Muhammad Ali type performance. That's BS. It's bullshit, because if people really felt that, if Joshua was boxing like Mayweather, then no one would be picking Wilder, because Joshua has power plus Mayweather's boxing acumen. Like, no one would pick Wilder, because Wilder, people, what do they say about him? Oh, he lacks skill, he lacks technique. So if Joshua was looking like that, like a Mayweather, then it would be bad. I don't even see Joshua. Again, I don't think his confidence is back. I think Andy Ruiz did himself a huge disservice, and he didn't show up in no type of shape to really try to duplicate what he did, and that's why you have Max Kellerman and Teddy Atlas and all these people saying, man, I don't see Joshua surviving that right hand. Wilder took a huge risk in his last fight with Luis Ortiz, a guy that hurt him, guy who's technically better, a southpaw. His confidence has to be through the roof. Looking at Joshua's last performance and looking how he was in there with the masterclass boxer, and he shut his lights off with one punch in the blink of an eye. Like he said, he only has to be perfect for 2 seconds, and that was so true. So every indication possible is that Eddie Hearn and AJ are going to stay away from Wilder, try to age him out. Hopefully someone else beats him and they don't have to worry about it. So it's unfortunate for boxing fans, but Joshua's profile, in my view, is going to continue to drop, especially in America. I mean, the UK can take care of it if they want, and, just support the Kubrat Pulev, knowing that he's not fighting the guy we all want to see him fight. But, his confidence didn't look intact. It looked like he still has issues. There were like little small glimpses, and Teddy Atlas talked about this, and I made a video about it. Little small glimpses where Teddy Atlas referred to him as Humpty Dumpty, and he was like, is Humpty Dumpty really put back together? Because I seen little things and it made me wonder. But Ruiz, he disappointed himself and many a fan because he didn't turn up in proper shape and trust his conditioning to even throw too many punches. He was worried that he would gas out or punch out, or, he just had a flat performance. Let me know if you agree with Max Kellerman. Can Joshua take Wilder's power? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. We work. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.